guys play a big part of your kids' education, not just their lives, but their education, which is important. I'll tell you a little bit about me and my background. I'm originally from Chicago. I played in Provisory.
You're going to need to put it a little closer to your mouth.
Okay.
And then I can turn it down. Okay, go
Turn it
ahead.
down? Is that good?
Can you hear him now? All right, perfect.
Okay, I went to Provisory, which Dr. Rivers played there, Michael Finley. But one of the unique things about me is that I never played high school basketball. People always say, you never play high school basketball, how you make it to the league? Junior college. But one of the things was that I was determined to make it. I didn't let no one tell me that I couldn't just because I didn't play high school basketball. But we all know it's street legends, right? Street ball legends. I'm sure some of you in here are street ball legends. I see some faces that I know. No. Okay, you guys hear me better now? Okay, so my route was unique. And I even got to junior college and played 2 years there. And one of the things is that I didn't take education serious at first. So I had to sit out a whole year after 2 years of playing junior college basketball. And that is hard to do, and to make a comeback and then go to university for 2 years. But even then I had people telling me, you can't do that. You know, it's not gonna happen. Even Division IIs and in their high schools was telling me, you wanna go Division I? You're not gonna be able to sit out and get the A degree. But again, that is something that I was determined to do. And so I wish the kids were in here so they can hear some of that and let them know how important it is for them to have that work ethic. Regardless of what's going on in your life, you gotta be able to overcome. And I'll talk about my journey as far as making it to the NBA. I played for the CBA, which was the Grand Rapids Hoops here in '91 is where I started my career off. Even then, people telling me, you know, the CBA, not the NBA. You know, we all know it's the haters out there, but I still had to give my all to that and give that dedication. And I was determined to make it to the NBA. And I said to myself, Reg, I'll give you 2 years to play the CBA. If you don't get caught up, then we live that overseas life. I got that call one day, and it was crazy because I went to pick up my check, and they didn't have my check. So we all know how we act when we don't get our check, right? So coach called me and was like, you out of here. And I'm saying to myself, what, I just got traded to you guys. What do you mean I'm out of here? So you on your way to LA on the flight. They want you, man. So I'm kind of shocked. But at the end of the day, I asked him, can you call and let them know, can I play in the game, CBA game tonight, and I go there tomorrow? They're like, man, if you don't get out of here and get on that plane. So at the same time, I was content with where I was, but still giving that 110% to make it. And I remember the first game that I played for the Lakers. Shell shock, man. I came out of the arena, about 30,000 people in the Forum, Great Western Forum. I was praying that I didn't get in that game. So you know, that was one of the great feelings. And even meeting a lot of the stars that, you know, you guys see them on TV, that was, you know, a blessing to me. Oh, you guys can hear me, right? Okay, so that, you know, that was just a little bit about myself, but one of the things is when I made it, my thing was that I would get pension. So we all know how hard it is to stay in the NBA. And I always said I wanted to get my 3 years, and if I didn't make it after that, it was okay. But I ended up doing 6 years, and which is, you know, it's a blessing. It's a great deal that no one can ever take that from you regardless. And that's one of the good things. But Dad, what I want to say to you guys is, my dad wasn't in my life like that. Yes, he was in the household. He'd leave in the morning. I didn't see him until 9 o'clock at night when I was going to bed. And one of the things that he never seen me play basketball until I made it to the NBA and played against the Chicago Bulls and he came to the game. But at the end of the day, he was still, to me, my best friend. And in saying that is that you guys play an important role in your kid's life. Regardless of what happened in the past, you still their heroes. You still the hero. First thing kids always tell me when they find out I play professional basketball is, man, I bet my dad can beat you. I bet my dad can out-hoop you. You know what I mean? So that's them looking up to you, regardless of what you've done. So from this time on, you can make the big difference in their lives, man. Push them. God, keep that hand on them. I have a son. He's 21 now, and he playing at USD at University of San Diego. And he playing point guard, but it was some shaky times that it didn't look good for him. But one of the things I did was stay on him, keep that hand on his back, steer him down that straight path. Even when I was around, when I was out of the country playing, he would get out of hand with mom. But I would fly back days and surprise him like, okay, I can still be here no matter what. And that's important, man. But these kids know how important it is to you that they get a good education. There's been times I was sitting in my kid's classroom, for 2 days at a time. Yeah, you're going to get this right because this the only way is the right way is education. So, as I say to you, man, make sure your kids getting what they need. And not just when they come home and you just say, hey, did you do your homework? No, check that. We might not know what they're doing. I know some of my kids come home with that work and I'm looking at this like, I don't know what this is, but I'm going to get you some help. And that's the thing. And I told my son, don't be afraid to ask questions in school. He's like, Dad, if I ask questions, when I don't know it, I look like a dummy. No, son. When you don't know it and ask questions, and don't ask questions when you look like the dummy. So be a part of the kids' life, man. Encourage them and push them to get help, man, to do well in school because it's important, man. We know we don't want our kids to be no statistics out there. We already know without education, we know how hard it is for us. So it's going to be 2 times worse for them. So for you guys, man, sitting here today, I tip my hats to you. It's very important. You guys, they look to us as role models, but your dads are the real role models for your kids. You're the hero, you're the Superman. So be that in their lives. Be that in their lives. I commend you. So right here, from this day forth, do everything you can to be a part of your kids' education and push them forward. Any questions? I know your dad's got some questions.
Shy.
I know some of you, I know some of y'all used to hoop in here. Raise your hand if you was a hooper back in the day. Yeah, I see some of you Paul I Phillip cats in here. That's a good thing, man. Y'all still hoopers. I still get out there 3 times a week. I try and run. That's a good thing. Huh? When I played for the Lakers? Well, Magic Johnson was the coach. That's the only year he ever coached. I'm not saying he was a good coach, but he might have did right by stepping back. But no, I played with James Worthy, Kurt Rambis, Roddy Divac, James Edwards. So I played with some really good guys. Adele 3.
How was it when you played against Jordan? Was
Man.
it difficult?
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. When they say the best, he is the best. And I'm not just saying that because my last name Jordan, you know what I mean? But no, Mike is the type of player that he gives 150%. What we see, what you see on TV, he go way beyond that, for real. And trash talking, when he telling you at the game what you want me to do to you, he means it, for real. So I tip my hat to Mike too. He gives us all, man. That's what it's all about, is giving 150%, even in education. And I push my kids. I have a daughter that's 27. She graduated from Grand Valley State. My son's graduating next year. I have a daughter she's a freshman at Tennessee State. And I have a daughter that's a senior at East Kentwood. And she's heading to Tennessee State as well. So it's important that we push them to get a good education so they can take care of me later and they can take care of you later. That's what we want. So I don't have to take care of them. But yeah, so education is really important.
You mentioned you would fly back in from out of the country. Did you play somewhere internationally after the NBA?
Yeah, I did. I played in Greece for 2 years. I also played in Spain. And at 39, actually, after I retired from basketball, period, I actually went down to Mexico and played for 3 years. Yeah, so which is where I coach. I coach professionally in Mexico now. I've been coaching there for 4 years.
What was that like playing in Greece and in Spain, from here and being over there?
Man, it was different. Beautiful, beautiful country. I can tell you that. But the thing is, they roll out the red carpet for you. You'd be surprised. You wouldn't think it was like that, but that's their NBA. So they have, they have to take care of the foreign players that's coming in. And it was a great feeling. Great feeling. Not the competition level wasn't like the NBA, but hey, that's where you can get it. You get it any way you can. Question.
What was that team or that certain player that you just hated to go against?
Man, as far as a team, I wouldn't say there's a certain team because I'm the type of player I like to play against the best. If you're not beating the best, then you definitely can't be the best if you're not playing against the best. But I would say AI, man. Allen Iverson is that guy that just got so much to his game that you don't know what he's gonna do. So the best way to beat him is you gotta out-muscle him, right? And we know now you can't hand check, so I don't think it would be a chance of guarding Allen Iverson in these times. But these guys now making all the money. What's up, Kev? Yeah, I recognize you over there. I'm all right. Well, I tell him that, it's okay to try and follow in my footsteps, but those are some big shoes to fill. And not like I was a superstar in the NBA, but we all know how hard it is to make it to the NBA. So I'm telling him, I just want you to be successful in whatever you want to be and whatever you want to do in life. Just work hard at it and then make your own path, so don't follow my footsteps. If you make it, hey, great. But if you don't, you're still going to be my son. I'm still going to love you.
You said that dad wasn't around. Who was your biggest role model? Who kind of kept you on the straight and narrow during that transition through high school and junior college, just growing up period?
Well, I'll be honest, man, I had a praying grandmother. So we all know about that praying grandmother who kind of made sure I was in church every Sunday, even when I didn't want to go, hide my dress clothes and everything. But yeah, she instilled those qualities in me, which I knew right from wrong, and that's why I try to teach my son right from wrong.
Did you have any males that was around that you was ever kind of
Man, I'll be honest, and I talk to my family whenever I see them now. I talk about how we had a lack of male role models in our family. So this is why I try and get back to all my younger cousins, the younger generation, and helping them and growing, because I didn't have that. I'll be honest, my uncles and my dads, they were all doing the same thing. So yeah, I didn't really have that role model, but it was my grandmother making sure that I was on the right track. And then, my buddies in the streets. I was blessed to have some good friends who seen the quality in me and kept pushing me, hey, no matter what, keep playing. When an opportunity came for me to go to San Diego, that's where I played junior college ball at, my cousin just came to Chicago to visit, and I was going into the Air Force, to be honest. And she was like, Air Force, man, you don't want nobody telling you what to do. You need to come to San Diego to visit me. So I just went with her to visit. I didn't even plan on playing basketball. And she just dropped me off at junior college one day and said, this is where they playing basketball. And I was playing, and a guy told me, he was like, man, you should come try out for the team. I said, all right, I can do that. So I tried out, and 2 years there, 1 year sitting out, 2 years in New Mexico State, and to the professionals. And this guy right now today was my best man at my wedding. So that tells you. It's just all about who you surround yourself with. And I tell my son that too. You may not know it, but it's important to have good friends. It is. And that's our jobs too, Dad. I have a lot of events at my house and parties for my daughters, so them and their friends can come to my house and not be in the street somewhere else where I don't know what's going on. So I want to meet all these people that you know and who you're friends with. So that's your jobs too, Dad, to know who your kids are around. And keep them out of trouble.
Did anyone inspire you to have that never say die, that I'm gonna chase my dream spirit that you have?
Yeah, I would say my junior college coach. And the reason why I say this is because he used to always tell me, Reg, offense not gonna get you to the league. You better learn how to play defense. So I can remember the times he used to have me crab walking down low, just walking the full length of the court. And I'm thinking, why am I doing this? So even to the day, as I'm 47 years old, I sit down. When I play defense, I get low and I stay low. So, but he pushed me even when I was going through the hard times. He would come get me and talk to me all the time, even when I wanted to quit. You know, and head back home like, oh no, man, there's nothing here for me. I'm going home. But you know, he rest in peace. He kept pushing me. He kept that hand on me. So I would say my junior college coach. Oh my goodness. Man, that's one of the hardest things I ever had to do in my life. It's just like we sitting here in the cafeteria right now. So me and my buddies, we sitting here talking, and when that bell rings, it's time to go to class. And they like, man, you might as well sit here with us, man, shoot the breeze and you know, joke. And it's hard to say no. But I already know I had a goal and where I was trying to go. So I would leave and, you know, and go to class. Some of those guys probably should have made it to the NBA, but they didn't dedicate themselves to their classroom, so they didn't make it. So yeah, it was definitely hard. But man, I look back now, I have my AA degree and I have my bachelor's. So if I had not have did it, I probably wouldn't be in the league. Probably wouldn't have made it to the league.
Is it hard as far as living that, you know, people living that fancy life all up in LA, you know, getting caught up in this and that? Is it all what it seems?
Yeah, it is. I mean, you got everything, people catering to you. So, and a lot of times people talk about these athletes not really know what they go through. And man, it's tough for them. It's parts that you don't even see and know about how hard it is. And you know, I know they say, yeah, these guys are womanizers and think they got the world. Let's be honest, everybody look at them like that, they put them on a pedestal. And some guys never had anything in their lives, so when they get it, they just go buck wild, right? So in order for you to learn, you have to have someone telling you that. I didn't grow up like that. I didn't grow up with someone telling me, Reg, you can't do this, you can't do that, you shouldn't do this when you get this. So naturally, we just, you know, go all out. And that's how it is. So it is hard, but you have to have some discipline. You got to find that somewhere. And some guys have it and some guys don't, but they figure it out later. By knock upside your head, it will make you figure it out real quick. Any more questions?
Did you ever play against the bad boys, and if so, do you remember any games you had against them?
Yeah, actually I did play against the bad boys. You know, Isaiah, that's my homeboy, and I grew up watching him. One of the things he did is, I was a rookie. I can remember guarding him, and he would stand next to me and grab my hand and pull my arm down and then take off running and flop. And I can remember I was only in the game for about 10 seconds, man. I had 3 fouls and sitting on the bench. So I'm looking at the ref like, man, you gotta be kidding me. And he said, hey, you gotta put in your time and pay your dues, rookie. So I learned a lesson there too. So you know, I started doing that to guys too, and I was just a rookie. And he's like, man, where this rookie learn this trick from? From the best. So yeah, I had the privilege of playing against those guys. And actually, I did 1 year. I got traded to Detroit from Portland. So I got Joe Dumars was there, James Edwards. I played with him in LA, but Rick Mahorn was there, and Grant Hill as well. And so I got a chance to meet some of them guys. Huh? No, actually, Drexler wasn't there. It was Arvydas Sabonis, Cliff Robinson, Kenny Anderson was our point guard. We had J.R. Ryder and Rasheed Wallace. Yeah, we had a good team, actually. Yeah, a real good team. And as well as being around some really good coaches. And I coach professionally now. And being around those coaches such as Lenny Wilkins, man, people don't understand. He might not win a lot of games because he has some hot-headed players on his team. I'll tell you about that. But he was a great coach. He was a great coach, and I learned a lot from him. Oh, you already know. It's Hollywood. No, league watered down right now, and we all know that. And all the players talk about it now. And I don't say watered down meaning that they're not talented, because they are. But the thing is, once they get that money, and we're giving them they're giving them a lot of money now. It's like they don't work hard for it anymore. You know, that's why you still have to respect Kobe. He playing in his 18th year, still giving all he got. He earned his money. Kevin Garnett, they earned their money. Guys right now, you give them $100 million, they get traded 3 years in a row. So that tells you something. So it is watered down. You know, I can remember when I first met Lamar. You know, he was with the Clippers when I was with the Lakers in my rookie year. And one of the things I would tell him is that it don't work, it don't mix with your body. We all know that. When you put bad things in your body can't take it. It's bound to explode eventually. But you know, he had some problems in life, and we knew that years ago, but no one was ever telling him, Lamar, this is not good for you. And it doesn't matter whether it was that ultimate drug or the, you know, a little less. But it eventually grew into that where it wasn't affecting him no more, so he was looking for something that was a lot more potent. But, you know, if I could tell him today, I would have talked to him more about the situations that was going on in his life. And that's one of the things we as retired players, and I work for the NBA Retired Players Association, and I always go around and talk to the young guys and let them know, even just because you're making all this money, don't mean that you should not take care of your body and do the right things, man. Respect yourself. If you respect yourself, then others are definitely gonna respect you. That's important.
How about Dennis Rodman? How you said he played with the bad boys? He was the truth in the defense.
Man, we all know that.
I mean, you see it personally.
Yeah, he probably was not only one of the best defenders. I give him one of the best defenders, but to me, he was the best rebounder and the hardest worker I ever seen. But we know he was just crazy. Dennis wouldn't listen to nobody, even to the day. So, and I actually seen him a couple of years ago, man. And all I can do is laugh. All we can do is laugh when we look at each other's eyes. Just laugh, like, yeah, you still crazy. I know. Yeah, but yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. But you know, he responsive, and you know, hopefully he have a good recovery, man. It's important, you know.
So he ain't brain dead?
I didn't hear that part, but I hope he's not. You know, he's a good guy. Regardless of what his bad habits are and his faults are, he's still a great guy. You know, man, my dream was never to make it to the NBA. But when I realized that it was reachable, man, you don't even know how I was scratching and crawling to get there. You know, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get to that league, and that's doing it the right way. But no, I don't change nothing. I wouldn't change anything in my life. I mean, we all have some points and things we went through that we can say, I wish that never happened. But then that grew me into who I am today, and to be up here, you know, able to give back and to, you know, tell the kids how it is and how hard it is to make it and what you got to do to make it. So if I never went through those trials, then I wouldn't know. I couldn't sit here and tell them that. So no, I wouldn't change anything.
So how close were you to making this championship playoff experience?
Oh yeah, man, I've been in the playoffs 4 years. My first year I went was with the Atlanta Hawks. And actually, we lost in the conference finals to Orlando Magic. That's the year they got swept in the championship. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a 95-96 season. At that time, that was the furthest Atlanta had ever been in the playoffs until last year. And they traded, the next year, traded the rights to 7 players to get Dikembe Mutombo, which they, Steve Smith, Mookie Blaylock, Ken Norman, Christian Laettner, Craig Elo, Grant Long. Yeah, we had a decent team. We did a lot with what we had. So yeah, some playoffs. And then also I went to play out 3 years with Minnesota. And as far as coaches, I can't leave Flip Sanders out because he's a great coach. You talking about X's and O's, Flip Sanders is gonna beat you. So yeah, I've been 4 years to the playoffs. And that was the closest I ever made it to being in the championship was Atlanta. What would I give for a ring? Man, you know, just ask Charles Barkley about that one. So love to have a ring. Anything? Well, fellas, Daz, I appreciate y'all giving y'all time, man. Taking that time out of your schedule, we know. to come and be here for your kids is important. Don't let it stop right here. Keep on going. Man, it was a good old days.
Good
You know, being from Chicago, you know, we come to Michigan, we trying to be the man. So yeah, Paul, like those good old days, man. I miss it.
Yes,
West Side, 16th and Colin. Then we moved to Maywood, which is now West Side, to be honest. But yeah, you know, Grand Rapids is like my second home. That's why I got my career, started my professional career with the hoops. And if any of y'all was at any of them hoops games, that's when CBA was real back then. I don't know, but I'm not gonna talk about the D-League. We're gonna move on from
Yeah,
that.
it
But
was real
appreciate
back
the
then,
time.
I know we appreciate him taking the